Justice Joyce Abdul Malik held that even though this group didn't have any locus, they proceeded to conduct, in her own words, kangaroo congresses and convention, which she proceeded to nullify.
The leadership crisis within the African Democratic Congress, ADC, took a decisive turn as a federal high court in Maitama nullified the disputed congresses and national convention conducted by a faction led by David Mark. Reacting to the ruling, former ADC presidential candidate Dumebi Kachikwu welcomed the decision, describing it as a stinging rebuke to those who attempted to hijack the party structure. The court had earlier described the exercises as kangaroo congresses and convention, ruling that the group lacked the legal standing to organize such processes and subsequently voided all outcomes arising from them.
Dear ADC family and friends, today, a federal high court in Maitama, Abuja, nullified the kangaroo congresses and convention conducted by the David Mark-led group. In her judgment, which could be classified as a stinging rebuke, Justice Joyce Abdul Malik held that even though this group didn't have any locus, they proceeded to conduct, in her own words, kangaroo congresses and convention, which she proceeded to nullify. She also held that with the lacuna within the leadership of the ADC, the state chairmen of the party who make up the neck of the party are the rightful body to conduct a national convention and congresses at the different levels, and that INEC should recognize them as such.
According to Kachikwu, the judgment reinforces his long-held position that the ADC is not a platform to be taken over by opportunistic actors. He added that following the ruling, the party will formally communicate with the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), after which a new date and venue for a legitimate national convention will be announced to the public.
The neck of the party, led by Kingsley Oga, I believe, will tomorrow communicate this judgment to INEC and communicate the proposed dates and venue for the convention of the party. The media will be made aware immediately that is done. To your question as to the ADC being a ready home for anybody who is desirous of salvaging Nigeria, we have long held the notion and belief that ADC as an opposition party welcomes anybody who is genuinely desirous of meaningful change and impact in Nigeria. We don't believe the type of politics being practiced now is good for our democracy. The politics we are practicing right now is a politics that can only destroy our nation. It's a politics of personalities, a politics of pull him down. It's a politics that does not proffer solutions to our myriad problems. It's a politics that has mainly geriatrics who have no real good intention for our nation.
Kachikwu further alleged that the opposing faction has repeatedly resorted to legal actions in a bid to delay the party's progress and manipulate internal processes, insisting that such effort will continue to fail as they lack legal standing.
Is very, very clear. There's a case before a lower court, and the lower court has said maintain status quo ante bellum, right? And they have gone to court to challenge that. But the case has not been heard. Is there any reason why they are running from the case being heard? So I believe that what makes common sense is for the Supreme Court to still refer them back to the lower court. And I'm sure that is what we will see. If you speak to any lawyer, everyone knows what they are expecting from that judgment, whenever that judgment is going to be given.
Also reacted, the chairman of the party's National Working Committee, Honorable Kingsley Temitope, expressed appreciation to the court for what he described as a just ruling. He stated that the leadership acted in the best interest of the party to salvage its structure and will continue to take necessary steps to strengthen the ADC.
It is a plus to us, because what we are fighting for have eventually got it. We are fighting for the party. We don't want this party to die because we have struggled so much. We have labored so much. We have spent time that cannot be quantified at all for this party. For just some few people, because of their selfish interest, to come to the party and wanted to destroy this party. That is what we will not accept, and that is the basis of our fighting. We want this party to still remain. We don't want to lose this party. If we cannot get a candidate, if you cannot feature candidate in the next election, and INEC have already said it that if you cannot win election, the party will be disregistered. Then how did you want the party to survive?